Alright, so this is my Naurto. I'm on the eBay app, um, looking up some cards and stuff. Most people, I say, complain about they have a lot of cards, yet they don't want to look through eBay to find, the pricings for the cards and stuff like that. For those types of people, well, there's a rule of thumb, a simple concept. It's an open market, which means the price varies, so there's no specific set price. So trying to find a price for your cars is stupid. The price is whatever the price you come up with, or whatever price people are willing to pay for. So you have to think, what would people be willing to pay for? Would somebody pay $10 per super rare? Would people pay $20 per super rare? $5 per super rare? I found that some people like paying $7 per super rare. So in an open market, that's how it is. That's how it works. Whoever is willing to pay a certain, is willing to pay, period, just willing to pay, not necessarily willing to pay a specific price like $100, $200 for something, but willing to pay, period. That's what determines the market. The market is the buyers, the people who buy stuff, not the people who have the stuff, for sale, that they don't care about the cars. They want money. Well, if you want money, you take whatever you can. Not expect more than you truly deserve, because it's like there's no set price. These cars have zero value in reality. Zero value. The value is what somebody's willing to pay. Obviously, that's how open markets work. It's not like it costs like $100 to make Naruto Sage Mode for it to be worth $100, right? But there's only but so many in the world. Few people have it, and it's pretty rare. So, and a really good card for the game. Plus, it's popular as a collector. People would like to have it in their collection. So, yeah, $100 for something that normally will be considered $0, right? Because it doesn't inherently have value. It just has the value we give it to. So, logically, if you have a whole bunch of cards, super rares, some cards should be a little obvious that they would have some value, especially if you've been playing this game long enough. Some cards have popularity, like they were popular back in the day when the game was still being produced by Bandai. So those will be popular, so those will have some price. So right now, as you can see, I typed up Naruto CCG 441, because this is one of the super rares I have here in front of me. And as you can see, a couple different prices. You can see here's one for $349, but it's it's pre-owned, so that gives you the idea that because it's used, it's pretty much half the price as if it was brand new. I have the brand new version, so I can try to get about $8, I guess, for the card. As you can see, there's there's my listing, plus my listing is also sponsored, so you see right there, $7 free shipping, brand new. So I'm selling it for $1 less than what the market value for it would technically be, based off of other people's pricing. See, somebody here has it for $8, somebody here 8, somebody here 10, 13, 14 plus $10 shipping, and there, $100 Sage Mode. You see my point? Anyway, the main thing is, if you have a lot of super rares, let's say you only have 10 super rares, it wouldn't take you that long to look up the values of those 10 super rares. But if you have 1,000 super rares, yeah, that's going to take a long while. So then you might want to, if like the popular cards, like Naruto Sage Mode, the Kazekage, Hokage, the Mizukages, a lot of the Kages, you can like separate your Kages and then check them out, their prices, because they fit into one carrier. All the Kazes more likely will have a high value. Any Naruto super rares will probably have, values. He is the main character of the series, so there's a high possibility that he'll be worth something. Sorry about that. So you get the idea for that. But on average, most super rares will go for like between $5-10. depending on the condition. If it's used, mostly it'd be $5 or a little bit lower, but mostly $5 if the super rare is used, not in great condition, but still playable, right? So then $5. But if it's brand new, you just pulled out a pack or something, then you can charge roughly $10 and above, depending on supply and demand, as it were, And then eBay, of course, is one place you can check. So let's see some other card I have. Foils, foils. Foils are luxury, right? No one needs foils. People like foils, and they like to bling out their decks. So this is supposed to be Sakura, the student card, but it doesn't appear. So I go to the filter. I go to, what was it? Scroll down to sold items, then click there. Done. And then look at sold listings and see if she's there. They even type, it's the right number, 728. So I don't see her there. So that right there is surprising. So obviously when I run into a scenario like that, then I start doing my own pricing for it. That's interesting, she doesn't appear. But she's a uncommon and she's a foil, so I can, mainly because she's a foil, I'll just go straight up, just like, alright, $3 for foils. So that's how I price the foils on average, $3, unless they're like really, really popular, and they're more likely to be rares that are foils. They can go $5. So a common and uncommon can go for like about $3. A rare that's not foil will go for like about $2, and commons and uncommons will go for like $1 less, usually 50 cents, depending. Especially if you're selling through the internet, that's where you get the internet prices, because you got to pay for stamps and all that stuff, so, and fees, PayPal fees and stuff like that. So that's why foils will be roughly around $3. Rares would be about $2, and commons and uncommons would be roughly about $1, because you got to pay for the stamp and fees and stuff. You want to get something. You want to at least get a quarter for your commons and uncommons, right? So then you move on to, again, like I said, super rares will normally be $5 and above on average. Some super rares, of course, pretty high price. Right here we, found it. Couldn't find the foil Sakura. That's okay. But I have her listed in my Bonanza site for $3. So $3 foil for anybody who wants to, pimp out their academy deck, their student deck, whatever they want to call it. There's a foil one for $3. Moving on, what else? You should sell, if you have a whole bunch of cards, you don't want to go through the trouble of finding, the individual prices for everything. Then just come up with a number, a number that is reasonable. Most people who are in Naurto right now, most of them will probably be in their 30s, some in their 20s, some probably in their 40s, that play the game, that collect the cards because they have jobs and they can afford it. So you can charge like maybe $200, $300 for like your collection. So if you have like 1,000 Naruto cards, you could try to get 300 at least, right? Maybe 500 for your whole entire collection if you're just trying to get rid of it, because you got to pay for shipping and all that stuff. But if you want to try to squeeze out every little dollar you can for every single card you have, because some people literally try to squeeze out as much money as they can from their bulk, from their commons and uncommons. I understand you want some money for your foils and your super rares. That's understandable, but wanting to squeeze every dollar you can out of your commons and uncommons, which is your bulk, that's too much. You're asking for too much. Most people want to collect, which more likely they'll collect the super rares and the foils. Some people like to play the game, so some people are mainly looking for, obviously, the super rares that tend to be the strongest cards, and the rares. I noticed that. But sometimes there are some commons and uncommons that are like, useful and staples, like Toby Man of Mystery. He's an uncommon, so a full version of him, of course, goes for a lot more than a non-foil version, but he still, fetches a pretty good price for a uncommon, because he's essentially, he's a pretty good staple. And that's another thing. I will recommend it is look in the rogue list. There should be a rogue list on one of these groups, or um, on a website. You should be able to look up a rogue list somewhere, and that'll give you a pretty good idea of the staples, like what's popular. If Toby's limited to one per deck, obviously that lets you know it's a good card. But the main thing is whatever cards is on the rogue list, that pretty much gives you an idea of what people are playing, like what cards are played. And then you can look in your collection of cards you have and see if you have those exact cards. And then you can, price check them first, more than anything. Price check them first, because they more likely will have the, value, while the rest of your cards won't have much value, because, if they're not on the list, they're not as popular, they're not as played, they're not as desired. So that's just a rule of thumb, a way of doing it. Again, this is an open market, so there is no like every single card has a price. You know what I mean? There's an assumption. There's you can assume that all commons are worth a quarter, and all uncommons maybe 50 cents, and all rares will be like maybe $1. It'll be between $1 and $2, and any foil variants of those three rarities there, can be between $3 to $4, and then super rares, they'll obviously be $5 and above. So you see, like the numbers I'm going with, like going up incrementally based off of the rarities, because if you buy a booster box, you're guaranteed 4 super rares. So it's not too hard to get a super rare. Just getting a specific one, it is a little bit harder. Therefore, obviously, you can ask for a lot more. And since commons and uncommons get printed in more quantities than super rares and rares, and even maybe foils are just as common as like commons and uncommons. So foils can be cheap, obviously, because you're pretty much guaranteed a foil in every pack, a rare in every pack, and commons and uncommons in every pack, of course. And then there's the in a box, for super rares. So you have to take that into account. If you didn't already know that, now you know, and knowledge is power, right? Knowing is half the battle. So this is how I go through my process of pricing based off of that knowledge. The fact that the easier it is to get specific booster boxes, the cheaper the prices can be. So I tend to get a lot of the cheaper booster boxes, so that way I can, obviously offer $10, $7, $8, $6, $5 super rares. But if I get into the bigger, more harder to find, pricier booster boxes, there's gonna be $50, $100 slapped onto the super rares, because it's just gonna be because they're that much harder to come by. A lot more money goes into trying to get them and find them, that I would have to charge more to make up for how much it costs to locate these cards, and then make them available to the player base, the collectors, and the people who want them. So mostly I take my foils and rares. Like I take all my rares and make a lot or collection. I take all the foils and make a lot or collection, and then all the bulk, commons, uncommons, I put that as bulk, and then I try to sell those as 3 different listings: bulk, rares, and foils, and then sell them, for a relatively decent price where I can make some money from there, some little bulk cash, but make sure I have enough that I can obviously ship the stuff, because since it'll be in a big quantity, a lot of bulk, I gotta be able to ship it, be able to afford the shipping, and then some money for the bulk, the value, try to get as much value out of it as possible. But I noticed that some people want individual cards. Some cards do have more value. Most of my foil bulk, I just value them like about 30 cents a foil, but a lot of the foils are tend to be worth between $3 to $5. I've seen some go up to like $10 or more. Interesting enough, there's because I was just on the Sakura Haruno student card, but the foil version of the the Hinata one student card Man, that's some buku bucks right there. Lots of money for that. I think I saw one for like 400. So it's like, damn, even a foil, you know. And I think it was she's an uncommon, so she's an uncommon foil worth like about 400 bucks or something like that. It's like, damn. Okay. That's I would like to have a whole bunch of those. I don't think I'll be able to sell them fast enough, but yeah, it'd be cool to have them. I definitely would like to have at least one just as for collectors, so I can collect the students and have a nice little collection of the student cards. And then there's the suit ones, and then the kimonos. I already have the kimonos, so I have the kimono ones. I have some of the suits and stuff, but I don't have a lot of the foil suits. I do have this Sakura foil, but I'm selling that one. But I do have her non-foil versions. But it'd be cool to have the Hinata one. That's obviously the one I don't have. And most people are looking for that, so if I had that, you know, obviously it'll behoove me, right, to actually sell it. People want it. But all in all, it's like when it comes to an open market, you gotta think is like the conditions of your cards. If all your cards are in terrible condition, then you shouldn't be asking for a lot. You shouldn't be expecting a lot because they're in terrible condition. Collectors won't want your super rares if they're in terrible conditions. Most players won't want them if they're in terrible conditions. Some, you might get lucky, some might want it. You can't sell used cards. You can't sell cards that are not in mint condition. But the better the condition of the cards are, the better chance you have of getting a good amount of money for them. But you gotta be logical. You have a whole bunch of cards you have no use for. Think about it. You have no use for the cards. If you don't play the game, or you already have your decks and all this is just extra cards you have, you're in the liquidation scenario, where the idea is you're trying to liquidate. You're trying to turn those extra cards into cash. So you should be trying to put a price that will catch people's attention and be like, oh, I definitely want to buy it, mainly because it's a good price. 1,000 Naruto cards for 200 bucks, that sounds amazing. As long as it's not 1,000 commons or uncommon, then no, $200 for 1,000 commons, uncommons is not gonna fly. No, but nobody's interested in paying $200 for a whole bunch of bulk commons, uncommons. Because the interesting is, I have 1,000 commons and uncommons right now that I have on eBay, and I have it listed for 40 bucks. You know what I mean? Not no 200, 40 bucks. If somebody offers me 30, I'll take 30. Because most of that money is just going to go to shipping anyway, to let somebody else have this bulk and do whatever they want with it, because I have no need for it. Because logically, I could just throw this bulk away in the trash. No sweat off my back. But I'd rather somebody have it. That's my point I'm trying to get it. I'd rather somebody have these cards, because they could probably use these cards. You know, I don't know which of these commons and uncommons are really good playable cards. I only know the cards that I like, you know, because I read the cards and I'm like, okay, I like that effect, I like that effect. Oh, that fits in my medical ninja deck. Oh, that fits in my toad deck. Oh, that fits in my puppet deck. You know, basic stuff. And it's like, okay, these are cards that I like. These have some really decent effects, so I'm gonna hold on to them and make I have a tin full of cards that I like and I keep just in case I decide to make another deck. But in the meantime, everything else is like, I don't know, I don't use fire cards, so I might have a lot of really good fire cards that I don't know they're good because I don't play fire. So, but somebody else be like, oh my god, look all these amazing fire cards. I could build so many awesome decks with these. Great. I'd rather you have them than them end up in the trash, because one, that's less cards in the game, you know what I mean, less cards in the community. So of course I'm trying to make sure the community has the cards and the communities are using the cards, because then other than that they're just trash, right? All these cards are pointless. They're worth nothing until they're in the hands of somebody who does value them. So they have no value until we give the value, right? So your cards are only really valuable once they reach a customer, another player, another member of the community that actually values the cards. So don't think that your values of the cards matter more than their value of the cards, because it doesn't. The customer is always right, especially in this open market. You don't have to agree with it. If somebody offers you $5 for something you think it's rightfully worth $20, then you don't have to sell it. You don't have to You don't have to do business. What you do have to do is be respectful, of course. You know, it's not be mad that somebody only wants to pay $5 for something. So that's they have the right to want to pay how much they want to pay. You know, and if they can't get anything with the amount they are willing to pay and they want to pay, well, that hurts them more than it should hurt you. So don't get mad if somebody offers you a lot less than you expect them to offer you, because you're supposed to be making them an offer as a seller anyway. You're trying to convince them to take your cards, to want your cards, because you don't want them. You don't have no need for them. So you're supposed to convince them to want your cards. You're not going to convince them by insisting that they pay a high price for something. It's like, no, because even you as a seller, if you were a buyer instead of a seller, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I want to drop $50 on a foil Naruto card that's a rare foil Naruto card. Throw $50 on it just because I can. It's like, unless you like paying unnecessary amounts, that's on you. But realistically, you should be focused on, making sure that the cards get to somebody who will value the cards, who will want the cards to play, collect, or whatever. Because ultimately, none of these cards have real value. They're just cards. Realistically, they're just cards. The value is in the eyes of the beholder, as they say. The value is whatever value you, as the person who cares for the cards, value it. So if you really, really like Tsunade cards, like how I'm a fan of Tsunade cards, yeah, I'll pay a little bit more than logically I should pay, right, for a card, just because I might be, a fan of it. If I want foil kimono Tsunades, and I'm willing to pay, let's say, $10 per copy, and I want 3, so I'm paying $30 for 3 foil, kimono Tsunades. That's on me. I value it that much. I value having access to that card, having it in my possession that much, that I'll pay $30 for a playset. But doesn't mean the next person has to pay $30 for a playset, and the next person. No, because they don't have this. They wouldn't have the same value. They probably just want it just to want it. It's something on a whim. They don't value it like I do. So the values are always going to be different. That's the point of an open market. Is the values is different for every person. So if you find somebody who's willing to pay $10 per each shiny card you have, then you found yourself a good customer for you. They're satisfied, they're happy, they value all your shiny cards for $10 each, and you value them the same. So there you go. There's your connection right there in the community. But to expect somebody who only wants to pay $5 for every shiny card, or $2 for every shiny card in the game, well, they gotta find somebody who's willing to part with their shiny cards for $2. And if you're not that person, that seller, that will give up their shiny cards for $2, then you're not the seller. You move on to the next potential customer. But you want a middle ground. You want to meet somebody in the middle. Don't be quick to dismiss everybody, because more likely somebody only wants to pay you $2 for your shiny cards. Somebody else wants to pay you $5 for your shiny cards. But then there might be somebody who's always willing to pay $7 for your shiny cards. And not only are they willing to pay $7 per each shiny card you have, they'll buy multiples of your shiny cards in a single order. So you'll get a lot more money in a shorter period of time with that customer than you would the person who only wants to pay $2, or the person who wants to pay $5. Even if somebody was willing to pay $20 for your shiny cards, it'll be once in a while. They'll probably buy just one, and that's it. One and done. $20 off of one sale, which is out of the blue, random. Or you can sell 3, shiny cards for $7 each, and that right there is $21 to one seller, and then that seller comes back and buys $30 more worth of cards off of you. Great. Now you made $51. off of one buyer, not just off of one sale. You know what I mean? And then it's just the fact that it will happen more often than not. Everybody has a job. Everybody gets paid every Friday or every other Friday. You know, people are gonna have money at some point in time. Tax season, people are gonna have money. So you obviously know somebody at some point is going to want to buy stuff. So if you have decent prices, you have prices where somebody be like, oh, for $20, I can get 4 cards off of this one seller. I can get 4 cards from them for $20 because, you know, they're valuing their cards $5 each, or they can get 5 cards for $4 each. You know, that's good business. You're making the customer happy. It's like, oh man, I can get more bang for my buck. You know, so I'm definitely gonna do business with this person. I've been doing pretty well because I am lenient with my prices. I'm not stubborn with my prices. Where like, no, you gotta pay me this price for my cards. No, I'm lenient. You know, sometimes I don't make money off of some of my sales, but I do get the customer satisfaction out of it, which means they will recommend me to other people and they will come back, and then I'll make my real money when they come back and they want to buy more. It's like, I want to buy a whole bunch of cards. Great, because that's exactly what I want to hear. You want to buy a whole bunch of cards. I can give you good deals on a whole bunch of cards. Because I definitely want to get rid of these cards. I don't want to keep stockpiling these tins and these boxes full of top loaders, full of cards, and just have them there, you know, in my office all the time. I want to put them in envelopes and send them out to whoever they should go to. So, yes, buy a lot. That's what I want. Buy a lot. So that way, because I'm always buying more boxes, which means I'm always getting a whole bunch more cards, and I need the cards I already have to go out, so that way it makes space for the new stuff, and, you know, just keep this circulation going where cards keep going into the community, into the ether, as it were. As opposed to stockpiling in my office, because I don't need all these cards full of top loaders, you know, filling up in here. I need them to go out to their final destination. I think that'd be the end for this video. I did want to show just a little bit more. As you can see, I go on eBay, I type Naruto CCG, and then I punch in the numbers of the cards. So what's the next card? This is 374. Press search, and you know, this is substitution jutsu, and for some reason it didn't pop up. Oh, there's the Hinata. Oh, that's pretty cool. There's a student foil Hinata. Somebody has it for $53.99. Okay, so clearly somebody else was overpricing it somewhere else that I saw. See, look, she's a foil uncommon, going for like over $50. You know what I mean? Near mint. Like, I do like the card. She's adorable. And there's a mat that goes with her. You know, you got $25 for this. This should be the starter deck. No, it's not the starter deck. Sage mode. But this is a, you know, Naruto Sage mode. You know, going for $25. And it's a super rare. Oh, it's a promo. Okay, somebody listed it wrong. This is not a super rare. This is just a foil, essentially a common foil promo, but it's a promo card. It's just somebody put super rare. It's not super rare. It's just a promo. Still not saying it's not worth anything. Just it's a promo, not a super rare. It doesn't have the 3 dots. Look, even this rainbow alternate art, you know, look, 500. See what I'm saying? Maybe the one I saw was the rainbow rare version. Maybe that's what it was. There was a rainbow rare version. Look at that, Hinata, 719, destroy 400. And people say I overprice my cards. That's funny. Oh, look, this is interesting. Hopefully the person who was looking for foil kimono. Oh, that's nice. Shit, I want this, but yeah, that price is oh, this is a whole. Well, they say it's a core, but I was like, it's almost a whole deck. But it's like, yeah, man, that's nice. Give me a second. Oops. Go back. Trying to share. Copy that. Oops, that's wrong button. Go back. Sorry. Let me share. God damn it. Every time I'm going to click that thing. Oh my god. Stupid stuff. Alright, let me see. I can do it real quick. Nope, that almost caught me right off guard. Bang. There we go. Copy to clipboard. Really? It was that hard? You know what? I probably should have been smart. I should have just washed it. Now I feel like an idiot. I should have just washed it so that way later I can grab the share thing and share it with the person who was looking for foil kimonos. But again, if you're watching this video, hey, I found you the foil kimonos. If you're willing to pay that $150 price, they're all yours. If not, then oh well. I tried. Let's see. Damn, I lost track of my thought. As you can see, just the basic idea of like looking for stuff. You know, if you don't find it right there and then, that means no one's selling it right now. That's good, because that means you could be the one selling it, and then, you know, you can charge a little bit more because you are actually supplying the substitution jutsu foil. I'm selling it for $3 myself in my Bonanza shop, but yeah, it's not here. I have that Naruto Uzumaki Hinata promo card, and as you can see, that sold for like $11. You know, $2 shipping plus $9. So that sold for $11. It was on a little auction thing, but you know, it went for like about $11. So that's pretty cool. I actually seen this go for like $80. And when I was trying to sell mine, I was trying to sell it for like less than that, or roughly around the same price, but nobody was willing to pay that price. Understandable, especially now when most people are starting to try to sell the card now. You know, there's competition, and because of competition, that obviously drives down the price of stuff. So, you know, for roughly $10, you can, you know, a foil promo Naruto and Hinata card, you know. So if you have it, you can make some money off of it. Here's the foil Sakura and Hinata card. I have the regular non-foil version. Wouldn't mind getting me one foil. Consider the fact that this one sold for $4. It's like, yeah, could probably get me a foil one for $4, just so I can have. Since I have so many of the rare ones, it's not like I need it. That's more luxury. And did I mention that the whole idea of like, yeah, foil cards are mostly luxury, so you know, you can make some money off of foils, obviously, with the right buyers, because you know they're mostly just trying to bling out their deck, so they're more likely willing to pay for extra when they know they could pay less to get the non-foil versions. But since they want the foil versions, oh, they have to pay. They want quality, they have to pay for it, right? Common sense. But super rare should at least, on average, be worth $5 and above, on average. Here's a lot, 12 Naruto card lot, which is nice because, damn, that has, shit, that's a lost opportunity for me. I would have gladly paid $20+ bucks. Shit, I would probably pay $40 for this lot easily, mainly because I want that Tsunade right there. Yes, that one right there in the middle. Curse mark Tsunade. That's probably not a curse mark, but I just like calling her curse mark Tsunade. But yes, well, like that in my deck, if you know what I mean. But yeah, there's some Garo cards. I got ironically I have those Garo cards, so I have some of those. I would like that the flick Tsunade. You know, have those two. So I would definitely like those two, but yeah, the Tsunade would definitely been in my Medical Ninja deck. Right now I have another Tsunade as a substitute for her in the deck. Man, that's a lost opportunity. Somebody else got it. A great deal for that. that'll be the end of this video.